we have an update on the wildfire burning on the Buffalo Gap National Grasslands.
Plus, we hear from a KELOLAND man about accomplishing his goal of becoming a U.S. citizen. Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
The warm, windy weather over the weekend fanned wildfires in western KELOLAND. Crews responded to a fire burning Saturday near FAIRBURN in Custer County on the Buffalo Gap National Grasslands. The fire was burning in rugged terrain, and officials had no estimate on when they'd have the fire contained.
In a post on its Facebook page Sunday, the FAIRBURN Volunteer Fire Department says the fire had burned an estimated 2,000 acres. Stay with KELOLAND News for updates on this developing story. A 56-year-old woman is dead after the SUV she was driving rear-ended a garbage truck. The crash happened Thursday north of Hermosa on South Dakota Highway 79. The woman died at the scene. The driver of the garbage truck was not hurt.
South Dakota authorities have identified the man who was struck and killed by a semi-truck on Interstate 29 north of Sisseton last week. Investigators say 78-year-old Gerald Bartell of Herman, Minnesota, died Tuesday as he was kneeling by his pickup, which had a flat tire along the shoulder of the road.
The Highway Patrol says charges are pending against the driver of the semi, who's from Canada. Sunday brought Snurtfest out at Great Bear Ski Valley, a celebration of the season at Great Bear as it closes up for now with the warming of the weather.
As you can tell by this video, the runs down the valley are a little unorthodox, but they do certainly look fun. We had a chance to catch up with General Manager Dan Grider.
We've had close to 48,000 people come out this year, and that's just over 70 days. We didn't get open until the 28th of December. So we've seen numbers like we've never seen before. I'm very grateful to everybody who's come out. This is perceived as kind of a safe environment out here. And we've done everything we can to help people stay healthy, and we've not had any major issues. I'm just very thankful to our staff and to our guests for cooperating with us, in this weird time.
The weather was nice for Snurtfest on Sunday, and it's staying that way. Let's send it over to meteorologist Brian Karstens for a check of our current weather. Good morning, Brian.
All right, good morning. Yes, indeed, having fun out there, but yeah, why not, right? With highs near 68 yesterday in Sioux Falls, and looking at Mitchell, we hit 70. Yep, get used to more numbers like that today. We won't be a whole lot different, but there is a bigger change by Wednesday, at least in the Black Hills here. Winter storm watch in effect. Newcastle and Hot Springs included with that. Stay tuned. We'll have updates, of course, forthcoming on snow projections. Highs today, 69 in Chamberlain, 71 in Winter, 60 degrees at Watertown and Sisseton. More on that forecast coming up.
Thank you, Brian. A bill calling for more resources in the search for missing and murdered Indigenous people has moved its way through the South Dakota State Legislature this session. House Bill 1199 passed through the Senate Judiciary Committee on Thursday, and it is set to be read on the Senate floor today.
The data speaks volumes. The data says that this is not just a tribal reservation issue. This goes across jurisdictions. So Indigenous women and children are highly vulnerable because of the gaps in jurisdictions. And South Dakota has a lot of isolated areas. So it's a very vulnerable population.
The bill would set up the Office of Liaison for Missing and Murdered Indigenous Persons to help locate them. According to data from the Attorney General's office, there are 107 people missing in South Dakota. 70 of them are Indigenous people. 41 of them are Indigenous women. A KELOLAND man is celebrating an accomplishment he's worked nearly his entire life for, his U.S. citizenship. 26-year-old ANSHU CHANDRA says the process is anything but easy, but reaching his goal is an opportunity he says he's grateful for.
This has been the end goal for such a long time that it's hard to predict or to even know what to aspire for next, because it has been such a process with such giant checkpoints.
He received his citizenship at the end of February after over a decade of hard work. He says his journey is a testament to other immigrant families going through the same process, adding that he's looking forward to the future. Students at Western Dakota Technical Institute in Rapid City will be able to learn a new skill in the heart of beef country. Wall Meats has partnered with the school to help get a meat processing program started. While it usually takes years for someone to become a butcher, this new educational partnership could change that.
But
academic part of it actually helps us learn or bridge the gap of knowledge in cut and meat. So Western Dakota Tech is the academic part of this, and we are the practical part. We're, if you consider the lab part of an education format.
Wall Meats will provide space at its facility where students can learn meat cutting and processing during hands-on courses. The classes start in the fall.
And that's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, weather today, very mild and dry, too. Looks like dry weather trends will continue tonight. Southerly winds will be strengthening, and I think tomorrow morning 15 to 30, pretty common around Sioux Falls. Now we're setting the stage for record-breaking temperatures tomorrow. I have been looking through the records, and Sioux Falls should easily surpass the record, and we're forecasting 72, but that number may even be too cool. We'll watch that, and then looks like the whole pattern begins to break down on Wednesday. Snow begins in the Black Hills Wednesday morning. Winter storm watch is in effect. That could be heavy, wet snow there. And then rain showers in the southeast, maybe some claps of thunder along and ahead of that area of low pressure there, moving toward the Twin Cities. And I do think there'll be some banding of snow in eastern South Dakota late Wednesday afternoon. Now, that could end up being an issue. We'll wait and see on how much snow that could end up being. But at this point, the way we've drawn up the maps here, the best chance of that accumulating snow will be in the southwest. Of course, in the Black Hills, where the watch is in effect, that could be 6 inches or more. I'm not ready to call that much snow yet toward Kadoka and Pine Ridge, but certainly you are looking at some accumulation here into Wednesday. Then that secondary band developing Wednesday night northwest of Sioux Falls. And that, too, could be a little bit of an issue. It's March. These things pop up this time of year. I've seen that many, many times, so just keep watching that. 70 today in Yankton, your forecast, 74 in Valentine. Looks like tonight we're dropping back into the 40s in many areas. That is very mild. And then the 7-day forecast will hold in the 40s for highs starting Wednesday into the weekend. There could be another system on the horizon by the end of the weekend. That one long ways out and still watching where it may go, but it's a sizable system to our south, so if it moves north, it would be a player here. Aberdeen, for right now, we'll just call for that chance of moisture on Wednesday, hoping that that will materialize at least into something for us. And also for Pierre, looking at a good chance of rain showers, switching over to some snow coverage there. And then we'll be in the 40s after that. And Rapid City, too, cooling down to 40 on Wednesday after highs today in the mid-60s. Check out more details online at KELOLAND.com.